Alrighty, folks, so we're going to go ahead and get going on the first exercise. And to do so, we are here in picoCTF on the main page here. I'm just going to go to Practice, PicoGym, and then I'm going to search by name for Obedient Cat. And you'll see that once I type in just the first couple of letters, that exercise shows up. And then all I have to do is click on the exercise, and it'll give me the description and my hints. And so from here, you can go ahead and pause the video and try the exercise. And feel free to take as much time as you need. All right, I hope that you've had some time to try the exercise and see that this one is relatively straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the solution now. To do so, we're going to download the flag. We can see that the description says that this file has a flag that's in plain sight, aka in the clear. So I've downloaded the flag. I'm just going to find that flag on my computer. Turns out it's in my downloads folder here. I can double click on the file and open it up. And here is that flag. I'm going to click and drag or highlight the whole thing. Do Control C or Command C to copy it, and then Control V or Command V to paste it. And then I can go ahead and submit my flag. And we'll see, hooray, you have solved this challenge correctly. And in this case, I've done this one before, so it says again. And then I've also earned those 5 points. And you can see that my score here has reflected that. So that being said, that is the first exercise. Now let's go ahead and move on to the second exercise. And this one is going to be called the numbers. And so I'm just going to type in THE, and we can see that it pops up here in the middle. And now I want you to go ahead and pause the video and take a few minutes, as much time as you need, to try to solve this exercise. All right, and we're back. I hope you've had some time to try to solve the exercise. We're going to go ahead and walk you through the solution now. So I'm going to look at the description. It says the numbers, what do they mean? I'm going to go ahead and click on the link here, and it will download the file to my computer. And I get this PNG image. And so when I look at this image, I don't have a whole lot to go off of. I've got these numbers, 16, 9, 3, 5, or 15. Like, who knows what these could mean? Oh, but I've got this opening curly brace here. And if I keep reading, I've also got this other curly brace here. And if I think about this, it's reminiscent of the flags or the flag that I had to insert on my previous exercise. And if I think about it sort of in that context, I know that if, let's just say this were a flag, I would have to spell out picoCTF outside of these curly braces. And just if I were to try to do that, I can look at this first letter, or this first number rather, and if I were to associate that with a letter, that would be P. And if I do the second one, that would be I. And if I do the third one, that would be C. And when I think about C, that's the third letter of the alphabet, and this number 3 is actually correlative to that third letter of the alphabet. So let's just see if maybe that applies to this whole thing. So I'm going to put this to the side for just a moment, and I'm going to Google letter to number chart. Pull up my chart here. And then I'm also going to bring that image back. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in something to write on here. Okay, so if I look at these numbers, and I look at my little letter chart over here, I can say, okay, 16, looks like that actually is P. 9 is I. 3 is C. 15 is O. 3 is C. 20 is T. 6 is F. And then I've got my opening curly brace. And then I have 20 again, and that's T. I have 8, and that is H. I have 5, and that is E. I have 14, and that is N. I have 21, and that is U. I have, where is it? 13, and that is M. I have 2, and that is B. I have 5, and that is E. I have 18, and that is R. I have 19, and that is S. I have 13, and that is M. I have 1, and that is A. I have 19, and that is S. I have 15, and that is O. And I have 14, and that is N. And then I have my closing curly brace. And so it turns out that if you use that algorithm of assigning each one of these numbers to a letter, then they actually spell out picoCTF, and then in the curly braces, the numbers Mason. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy that string, that line of text, and paste that in as the flag. I'll submit the flag, and we can see that I have solved that challenge correctly. So thanks very much for taking your time to do this second problem. And now I'm going to hand it over to Isaac, who's going to walk you through the next couple of exercises.
Thank you so much for that, James. The two problems that I want to show you guys, the first one is under general skills. It's called Let's Warm Up. Here's the description right here. After you guys finish that one, the second one that I would like to show you is convertme.py. This is a little more challenging, and it's also in the general skills section. So I'll let you guys work on those, and I'll be right back. I hope you guys had some time to get to work on these. The first solution I'm going to show you is for Let's Warm Up. And the description reads, if I told you had a word started with 70 in hexadecimal, what would it start with in ASCII? So I notice here that we have a hexadecimal value, 70, and it's asking for the ASCII system. So I went to Google and I searched hex to ASCII converter. And there's actually a lot of cool things you can do with this one. You can go from binary to hex. You could go from octal is base 8. But for this, we're just going to need a hexadecimal to ASCII. And then what I entered here is 70. We go back here. The 0x represents that this is a hexadecimal value. So it's 70 in hexadecimal. So I put in 70, ASCII character encoding, and it gives us the conversion as P. And there are multiple ways you could do this. You could do this on paper, and then look at an ASCII chart. But that's our answer here. So let's go to Let's Warm Up. We'll type in picoCTF. It is a P, picoCTF P. So we're going to submit that. Hooray, you've solved it. And that's how you do that. It's a pretty simple conversion. There's a lot of good converters that you can use online. Even Google, if you just type in, Google has some converters as well. The next one I want to show the solution to is convertme.py. This one was a little more challenging. So you had to, well, there's a couple things. Description reads, run the Python script and convert the given number from decimal to binary to get the flag. So we're going to get a decimal number, we got to convert it to binary, and that'll help us get the flag. So we're going to download the Python script. And then we're going to run over to our replet. I created a REPL, and then it said Python in the description. So we're going to create a Python REPL, and I will call this convert me. Next, I'm going to go to the download, the convertme.py. I'm going to copy this code here. I'm going to paste it into my main.py, and I'm going to run it. If you guys tried to do this one, you probably noticed that it gives you a different number each time. So it'll give you a random number from 0 to 100, I think is the range. So it gives us 52 as our decimal, and it's asking for it's binary. So I'm going to go back to the converter here. $52 is our decimal, and we want to go to binary. Decimal 52, convert. And here we go. Here's the binary representation of 52. So I copied that, came back here, paste that in, hit enter, and then it returns that is correct. Here's your flag. Copy that, bring it back to the picoCTF, and that's how to do the convertme.py. So it's a great one. You're executing code. You get some practice using REPL. I hope you guys had a great time with these. Thanks.
All right, everyone. That was our first Capture the Flag event from 0 to CTF. We really appreciate you taking the time to go through the material with us, and we hope that you learned a lot. We look forward to seeing you in our next Capture the Flag event, and we'll see you soon. Take care.